watching The Opening Statement with your host, Dianne Hart. Now here's Dianne.
Good evening. Welcome to The Opening Statement. Where are they now? I'm your host, Dianne Hart. I have the awesome pleasure of interviewing Mr. Mark Scott, a solo singer, a songwriter, a music executive, a record producer. Good evening, Mr. Scott.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored. And yourself?
I am fine. I'm holding it down.
Well, we're going to jump right in and get started because I know that everybody wants to know, where are you from?
I was born in Flint, Michigan. I spent a lot of my time growing up in Cleveland, Ohio with my grandmother, a major influence on me, and education was her forte. She provided me with multiple opportunities to grow intellectually. So I was reading at 4.
Smart.
And not Jack and Jill went up the hill. I was reading dictionaries and encyclopedias, things like that. She pushed me on that. And so my brothers thought I was a little snooty. I would come in and say, hang up my coat and hang up my hat and that sort of thing. And I came up that way with my grandmother. She was a major influence on my perspective of things, the way I saw things, the way I addressed things. My grandmother was that. And my mother was as well, but more on the music side. My mother went to Syracuse University, studied under some greats in New York. She brought that experience to us, her children. That's how I started singing and that sort of thing.
So how old were you when you started singing?
About 7, 8, gospel in churches, of course. We traveled a lot as a young group, my brothers and I. And then after that, we changed the name after some members of the family got drafted. We changed the name because we had other members come into the group that weren't Brodens. We changed the name to Mar-Keys. And my mother said that she wanted to name the group after me.
Who were some of your other major influences growing up in the music industry?
You'll be surprised to know that people like Sammy Davis Jr., because I loved his performing skills. Elvis Presley, because I loved his stage presence. But I know that he got a lot of that from Jackie Wilson, who was one of my all-time favorites. James Brown. My dad loved James Brown. He introduced me to an album that James Brown did, the way he orchestrated his band and controlled presentation. I thought that was awesome. And the mere fact that he was an excellent businessman took me to a whole nother level.
Have you always written your own music?
No. When I went down to United Sound with Don Davis, who was a monumental influence on me as a person, as an entertainer, as an artist. Don looked at me one day, I never will forget it. I presented a song to him. He said, that's not even a song. What is that? He said, let me show you how to write a song. Understand that I had told you that Kenny Gamble and Huff started me to writing. It was my interview with Kenny Gamble that inspired me to seriously try to write a song. But that didn't mean I was doing it right. Don Davis showed me how to structure music. So no, I didn't always write my own songs. I learned from some of the best, George Clinton, Ron Banks of the Dramatics. And I used to sit in the floor at Studio C at United Sound and just construct songs. I attribute a lot of my writing to Don Davis, George Clinton, and Ron Banks.
Now, you do produce others.
I do. You know, I'm always trying to find fresh talent. I don't like to do copycat type music. I like people who are going to stand out. And when you hear them, you know that's who they are.
Right.
If you hear Billie Holiday, you know that's Billie Holiday. If you hear Diana Ross, you know that's Diana Ross.
Right.
If you hear Eddie Kendrick, I don't care who's singing the tenor for the Temptations.
Right.
You know that's Eddie Kendricks. David Ruffin, same way. Dennis Edwards, same way. Sam Cooke, Jackie Wilson, Nat King Cole. All these people influenced me because of their originality and because they were able to distinguish themselves from every other vocalist. From a business aspect, it's good. To me, it's important that when you record something that is timeless, that your granddaughter can listen to it and enjoy it and see the value of it. That's what I look for, and I'm always looking for good talent. It doesn't matter what genre.
Right. We're going to talk about that too. So we're going to take a break and we're going to listen to Let Me Groove You. And then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about that song.
make it right. You and me tonight, it'll be paradise. I said I like your style, I've been watching you for a little while, and I like what I see, baby, and I'd like to know you, maybe get to hold you, baby, real close, sit real close. You and I have a chance to make it really nice. When I look in your eyes, I imagine the future. Baby, come on and hold my hand. Fate has brought us together. We can dance the night away. Baby, say with me you'll stay. Cupid's arrow has found its way to my heart. Let life's music start. Baby, let me groove you. Let me groove. Oh, baby, you love things you like. Baby, make it right. You and me tonight, it'll be paradise. Let me groove you, baby. Move you. Oh no, do the things you like. Baby, make it right. You and me tonight, it'll be paradise. And step together. Life has no challenge that we can face together, baby. We'll make each other strong. Let me groove you. Let me move you. Do the things you like. Baby, make it right. You and me tonight, it'll be paradise. Let me groove you.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Dianne Hart, interviewing Mr. Mark Scott. So let's talk a little bit about what inspired Let Me Groove You.
I had a friend who is an entrepreneur here in Detroit. His name is Butch Goldfinger. I let him hear a track. Mm-hmm. That was the track. He said, that is the type of thing that you should do to ballroom. And they'll love that. I decided to put something together that exemplified what I wanted to happen when somebody played my music at a ballroom class. Right. And I wanted to groove them. That's where that song came from. He originally wanted me to do it to just a guitar. Oh. Just a guitar and me. I was working with Steven Jackson. He did Turbo Hustle. I said, man, put your fingerprint on that song. He took it and made it the way it is now. He just did a marvelous job on that song. I really appreciate what he did. That's where that song came from, Butch Goldfinger.
Okay. So you've collaborated with all kinds of folk. You have opened so many shows for so many people. See, I've been reading all about you. I know a lot about you. Yeah, you've been doing some phenomenal things.
I've been blessed, for sure.
We should always claim that when we know we have that, right? Well, so let's talk a little bit about, you did some solo songs by yourself.
I had an agent out of California. This was before the Miracles. I had done a cut called Don't Cry. When I wrote the song, I was really trying to just fill a spot. Literally, I really was. But I remembered when Don told me, I told you this earlier, right? Never fall in love with your music because then you can't be objective about it. And what you like might not be what the overall audience like. And they might like something entirely different. I hear people say, oh man, we wrote this song and we knew it was going to be a hit. No, I don't think they really knew it was going to be a hit. I think they hoped it would be a hit. People make the decision of what is a hit and what is not.
Right.
It's not the artist, it's the audience. Bobby Rogers always had a thing that he would say. He said, it's you, the audience, that made these songs, be it Ooh Baby Baby, Love Machine, Tears of a Clown, Tracks of My Tears, Second That Emotion, whatever those songs are, it's the people that made those songs hits. That reminds me of a situation. It was, we were in Pittsburgh doing a PBS concert. Out of the blue, the producer of the show asked me to do Would I Love You? Would I want you if I thought that you'd want me to? Miracles. I had never sang that song ever, and never sang it with the background. Claudette was there, Bobby was there. They fell in because, I mean, hell, they've been singing it forever. Right. But it was my first time, and he wanted me to do it on camera, a cappella, no music, and without ever having rehearsed with a band.
Oh my goodness.
It's on YouTube right now. People can pull that up. People make the songs the hit. Whether we perform them on a regular basis or not, it is still a hit to them. And that was in Pittsburgh. So that song was really big in Pittsburgh.
Anticipating doing that song. It wasn't like you went there knowing that that's what you were going to do.
And I didn't. As a matter of fact, when he asked me to do it, I told him no. He pulled me off the stage. I went backstage, talked to him on the phone, and he said, please, man, that's my favorite song, and I just want you to do that. Whatever you do is fine with me. I'll be happy with it. And we actually did a really good job on the song because I do my homework. It wasn't like I wasn't ready to do it. Yeah. I just didn't want to do it because I never like to put a bad foot out, try to put my best foot out.
Absolutely. Do you have some new music?
I do. I have a new album that I just released in 2023 in June. It's called This Feels Right.
That's my next song. You weren't supposed to tell it.
Well, that's the title of the album.
All right. Oh, okay, but that's a song that we're going to be playing. That's our song. I just know it's right.
Title is a little longer.
Right.
But I wanted the album to reflect that song. So I entitled my album, This Feels Right.
It Feels Right is the title of the song.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break and we're going to play that song. You have experienced so much. How old were you when you started touring?
We toured as a gospel group.
Okay.
And so I would say 9, 10, we were doing, even then we were doing gospel, but we were also doing clubs. I was too young to go in the club. So they would hold me in the back room until the time to come out, and I would come out to my club and they would usher me back into the back room because I couldn't be out there. But I would say 9, 10 years old. I've been doing it pretty much all my life.
You've been working a long, long time.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break and we're going to listen to I Just Know This Feels Right, and then we'll be right back.
The seductive way you talk, your soft and gentle voice, everything about you blows my mind. Somehow when I'm with you, I lose all sense of time. I can't explain why, baby, I just know it. Something about you blows my mind. Girl, your love is intoxicating. With each day I'm anticipating the magic of your touch. How do you do so much? When I wrap my arms around you, being near you is such a rush. I don't want to let you go, the passion grows and I lose my self-control. The moment I saw you, it was complete and pure delight. You captivated me, girl. It was love at first sight. I know it sounds silly for a grown man to feel this way, but I knew I had to have you that very first day. Said I can't explain it. That it blows my mind. I can't, babe. I can't explain it. Ooh, babe. Oh, girl. I can't help myself. I'm in love with you, girl. How do you do what you do? Magic in your touch, and it means so much. Loving you is easy. Oh, baby.
Welcome back to Where Are They Now with Mr. Mark Scott. What inspired that song? Did you write that song?
I did. I have a dynamic relationship with an agent at the time. Our chemistry, as far as the business goes, was absolutely perfect. At the time, I was thinking, this feels right. This feels like this is where I should be at this particular moment in life.
Right.
That's how that song came about. As a matter of fact, I acknowledged that while we were in the UK just recently, that she inspired that song.
That's a bad jam.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. I like all of your music. I think some of it you make just for me.
Thank you so much.
If you could give some of these young, inspiring advice, what would you tell these young people?
It's almost cliche to say, follow your dream, don't give up, be tenacious, and persevere, because this is a really difficult industry to be in. There's so much competition. In my mind, everybody can sing. Everybody can't record. I believe that. Know what you want to do. Know where you want to go, and don't stop till you get there. I wrote a song when I was 19, 20 years old, and the song had a line in it that said, nothing beats a failure but a try. And I believe that. You don't fail until you stop trying. So as long as you're trying, you're a success. And that's the way I view this industry or anything else that I do, business, financial investments, whatever. Failure is a learning experience. To fail means you learn something.
Right.
You correct it and you move forward. It's education. I don't know how to win a race until I've lost a few races.
So from the business industry, what would you tell these young people?
Know your craft, know your environment, know what you are embarking on, and be prepared. Do your homework. I tell all my members in my group, we come to rehearsal to put it together, not to learn it. Do your homework. And that's the same thing in anything that you do, any endeavor that you embark upon in life. Always do your homework, do your research, and be prepared. Because if you're not prepared, then you're setting yourself up for defeat.
Right.
Before you even start.
So are you touring right now?
Right now, I'm in the process of training some new background singers. And so I believe my audience deserves to get the best from me. And since I am not where I just have to throw something out there just to be out there, we have a cancer fundraiser that we're going to do in August in Detroit to help raise money for cancer research. So we'll be doing that August the 4th. We'll be advertising that on KJEntertainment.com, markscottnow.com, and all on the social medias. And then after that, we're going to to go back out on the road. But until then, I'm training some new guys, some young guys with a new feel. Sound is absolutely awesome. These guys are really, really good. We went through a extensive vetting process that afforded me to be fortunate enough to have these young guys come up and do what we're doing together. So it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. We just got back from a tour that we did, and it gave them some experience. I'm putting together some new members in my group, and I want to make sure that my audience gets the absolute best from us, because I don't feel that it would do justice to the Miracles legacy to put anything out there that I'm connected with that was not up to specs.
That's not top.
Exactly.
And you say that date is August 4th? August
the 4th. It's a Mark Scott thing that I'm doing. We will be doing some miracle stuff and some new original materials, and it's for a good cause.
It absolutely is. I don't know if I told you that I'm a legislator here in the state of Florida. I filed a cancer relief bill this last session because women between 25 and 40 are getting breast cancer. I'm trying to push the state of Florida to allow younger women to be able to get mammograms. So yes, that is a very noble and absolute needed cause.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm going to be in Detroit, but I'm going to be there for the Detroit Black Music Awards. That's the day we have the show. So I can't come to your show.
I plan on being there.
I am going to be the host this year.
Misty Love.
Misty and our cousins.
I heard that.
That's why I'm all in Detroit.
Yes.
Darn, what time is your show?
I know we're closing. Wow. I thought it was on a different date.
No, I'm going to miss your show. Yeah.
I might have to pop in there, leave and go do my show.
Please, that'd be wonderful.
I might have to do that. I was just talking to Misty. I wanted to get her on my show. I do a podcast, and I wanted to get her on my show before that event. We weren't able to do it, but I'm in full support of anything that Misty does.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to have her on my show on both Where Are They Now on Detroit and here in Florida.
Beautiful.
People are going to be looking forward to finding you. They can find you on what social media?
I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Deezer, Facebook. You can pretty much find me everywhere.
Put in the name Mark Scott and you'll pop up.
Yes, ma'am. My website is markscottnow.com, and my company is at tjent.com. Anything that I'm doing will be posted there. All my music and my stores and merchandise and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely. I invite everyone to subscribe and support what we're doing. I tell my guys in my group, it can't always be about you. Sometimes it has to be about somebody else. I absolutely appreciate all the support that I can muster so that I can do things for other people. And that's what I'm all about. That's what my podcast is about. That's what my life is about. People helped me get to where I'm at, and they didn't have to. Johnny Taylor, Isaac Hayes, these people mentored me. They didn't have to. I could have just been another face floating through the studio. They took me under their wing. They taught me a lot. It behooves me to share that. That's what I intend to do until I take my last breath.
I know that's right. So are you doing any Southern Soul?
You know what? I'm going to tell you, Diane, I'm so much now into production, film production. I've done so much of that it's not a priority for me. If they offer it to me and ask me to do that, maybe my agent will accept something like that. But I really want to do stuff for other people. I just released a single on the Vandellas, for an example. So that's the kind of thing I would want to do. I'm not saying I'm not performing or anything like that, because I absolutely perform all the time. I really want to do something that's going to be lasting and it's going to do more for the next generation.
I look forward to you having one of those young entertainers to do some Southern Soul, because it's on its way up. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's real music. It's kind of going back to where we've been, really, right?
Yes. And something that's going to last. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. A song like that
will last forever.
Never gets old. You can do it 1,000 different ways. It'll still be the same song. It'll last forever. Yeah.
I want to thank you for allowing me this opportunity to have this interview with you. But now you got to get me on your podcast and interview me.
Absolutely. I'd love to do that.
I want to thank you for coming on Where Are They Now and on the opening statement, because it's so important that people know what you all are doing. So I wanted to know what you were doing, and Misty told me that she was going to be on your podcast. But I want to thank you again for coming on tonight. And I've been interviewing all kinds of people. It has been a ball.
I have seen some of them.
I'm meeting new friends, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, I am.
Before we leave, I would like to give another shout out to Michael Chambers, who did the breakdancing on I Don't Want to Come Down and Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. Michael has maintained the Breaking 2 cult through merchandising, and he teaches. I might be doing something with him coming up soon. We're both excited about it. I think he would really like to do that because that's an iconic scene for him in that movie. Outstanding breakdancer. Breakdancing is going to be in the Olympics now.
Oh, I heard that. That'll be quite interesting.
Yeah, it would be, and I hope Michael is part of that.
Well, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you being on with me tonight. Listen, you all, you can catch me on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. on Roku on The Lit TV. Thursdays, you can catch me at 7:30 on Where Are They Now on Detroit Hot TV. Also, please go out to YouTube, like and subscribe, and watch the interviews. You will thoroughly enjoy each and every one of them. So good night.
Thank you.
Bye.